Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So we've been decoding the Bible, the section of Bible changes that we agreed to decode, and we've got our letters to go through all the categories now. And by the way, I apologize. Some of these uploads are taking upwards of 3 days. So, and the fact that I've been under the weather a little bit. So it's kind of slowed down between the upload process and my um, not feeling well. But we've taken our letters through all the categories. We took them through finance or the stock market. We took them through genetics, medical, chemical, technology, research groups, random hits, and translations, even though the translations didn't really bring us anything back that I could use or make anything out of, because there was, again, almost too much information and nothing obvious. So we moved on. And we've converted these to numbers, which I will provide a link to, and we've got our numbers to go through uh, the stock market or finance. We've got it to go through genetics and forwards and backwards, and now we're hitting medical. And by the way, we've been going in blocks or in sequences of 4 for these numbers, but in this case, I decided to do sequences of 5. Now, why would I do that? Well, because of phone numbers. I decided that if I use sequences of 4s, I would get a lot of phone numbers, which I can't say that those aren't important. In fact, they're probably very important, but we are now tweaking our process, trying to get them not to go through like some of our random letter sequences that I did as a control. And it's not working. So I picked sequences of 5 this time as to avoid phone numbers. All right. And so if anybody, I will provide a link to where we properly extracted our numbers. And I will provide this, and you can pause it, and I get it all in screen. You can take a look. Starts here, goes all the way to here, and then comes back and goes all the way to here. You can pause that, take a look if you want. And again, I'll provide the link that we did that. All right, so we're going to get into this now, and I thought I was going to get this not to go through, and then I couldn't, because there was a little bit of information I could not throw out. Now, I was willing to throw a lot out, a lot. All right, and in fact, I did. So, if you start with 95561, you ended up with preventative medicine in the tropics, and it was something published in 1922, and I wanted to throw it out, but I really couldn't. You also end up with health medical. Welcome to CIB. Please call 95561 for details. Well, you got a number, and I decided I necessarily couldn't throw that out because I was trying to avoid numbers, and I got one anyway. A phone number, it's too long. I don't understand it. But 95561. Please call 95561 for details. And you also have magnitude of invasive breast cancer, and it's says magnitude of invasive breast cancer risk associated with mutations detected by multiple gene germline sequencing in 95,561 women. 95561. And because we've had so much cancer stuff come up in this, I couldn't throw that out either. So I threw out the salary thing. I didn't think that was a very important deal. But you also get Wisconsin Medical Journal, and you got your number there. So you got a few things with 95561. And if you move on from that, you get 76553. And 76553 ends up being oral cold reliever side effects. All right. Cold reliever oral. Uses, side effects, interactions. This is on WebMD. Well, I could throw that out, but I'm not sure if I should, because you're talking about side effects there. You could be looking into side effects of things. Why couldn't you? Of course you could. So that's about all there was. And again, that seemed important to me. And again, I wanted to throw it out. But there's our number right there, 76553-1130, right in the HTTPS. So it's hard to throw that out when somebody definitely could be looking at side effects and using them as a calculation point. So wanted to but couldn't there. And then if you move on from that, you got 91711. And this ended up being a zip code in Claremont, California, and there was all sorts of medical stuff about it, or from with that number. So I was going to throw it out and say that it didn't go through until I came across HOPE, HOPE, Psychiatric Medical Services, psychiatrist. And we have had psychiatrist hits before, we've had psychology hits before in this search. So it was very difficult to throw that out. I have to include it. HOPE Psychiatric Medical Services in Claremont, California. And you got a host of other stuff, guys, but it's all from Claremont, California. So what made sense to me, what I could throw most of it out, but I can't throw the psychiatric part out because we've had too much behavioral health, psychology, psychiatry stuff in this search. So we got to leave it. All right. So if you move on from that, you get 15142, and that ends up being implants for surgery. 15142, ISO 15142-1, implants for surgery. And you have that a couple of times. You also, I'm throwing out the bill item, the fee, the billing and fee item stuff. Seemed to me there was one more thing here. There was 15, and this was what I was looking for. I saw it after I wrote down implants for surgery. I had found EMDR therapist 154 or 15142, psychology today. So here's some more psychology stuff. All right. So yeah, you got and again, so it passes easily with medical implant devices and psychology today. We've had both of those things in this search: medical devices and psychiatrist stuff. So, and here it is again. So I'll figure out what to do with those links. I'll provide links, guys. And if you move on from that, you get 85825, and that ends up being Covedian model 31600F. Where is it? Yes, right here. Covedian models 3160F electrode. 2EP85825 from 4MD Medical. All right, there it is right there, EP85825. And our number is 85825. So that ends up being some technology, some electrodes. Beyond that, there really isn't much with these numbers, but there were a couple of other things. EcoWise Mini Kettlebell Medicine Ball. Aeromat Quality Fitness. Well, no, we can throw that right out. Medicine Ball, I'm not interested in that. But these electrodes I am. I think those are quite relevant. And since I purposely went with blocks of 5, sequences of 5 in order to try not to make it go through, I'm not really surprised I only came up with one thing on this one. And a couple of them did come up this way. I thought there was another thing, but I'm not seeing it. So forget it. But those electrodes. And if you move on from that, you got 17111. And that ends up being a CPT code 17111, destruction procedures on benign or permalignant medical procedural code. So it's a medical procedural code. You also have, this, I think, I wrote this down as well. Yes, I did. You have medical detox psychiatrist 17111 psychology today. So here's some more psychiatry stuff. Yeah, I'm not. So the psychiatry and the medical code, guys, is what I take from 17111. And mind you, I could have got a ton of more stuff if I'd have used sequences of 4, because I'd have got phone numbers so far out the yin yang it would have. With this, I'm certain. I didn't check, but I've gotten lots of phone numbers before, guys. And I was trying to eliminate phone numbers. And let me say it again, I don't think the phone numbers are irrelevant. My point is, we're seeing if we can make it not go through. All right, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it not go through. Not even, I wanted to say like the random letters, but even that's not the same, because I did everything I could to make those letters that wouldn't go through, and now I'm trying not to make something, or trying to make something not go through. All right, so that's different. So anyway, if you move on from that, medical detox psychiatrist, and that code, you end up with 17195, which ends up being Lynch syndrome. It's right here in the HTTP, 17195 Lynch syndrome. Currently, there is no cure for Lynch syndrome. Patients with Lynch syndrome should undergo lifelong cancer screening beginning in adulthood. All right, so it's a syndrome. And apparently it deals with cancer. All right, so that's about all I found there that was really interesting. But we've got cancer stuff before in this search. So if you move on from that, you got 12142, and that ends up being power supplies, among a couple of other things. You got ELP 150-12142 power supplies, power adapters for medical and industrial applications. And we've got this stuff before. Now, you also get Cardinal 12142 McKesson Medical Surgical. So you got some surgery stuff here. Oh, and you also have Covidian 12142 medical supplies. Argyle suction catheter trays with. So I have to go in there, but you got some medical supplies, catheters, stuff. You've also got Health Partners, Park Nicolette Healthcare Products, 12142 Business Park Boulevard. So you got an address there. All right. And we didn't get a whole lot of these address things, guys. So, that's probably relevant stuff. Sonora Regional Medical Center, Medical Staff Services Department. And there's your NNLMID 14142. You got some other things. I'll probably just provide this link, guys. It's not all probably relevant. Some of it doesn't even have the number. But there's enough here to say that stuff could be calculated there. Oh, the medical surgical, I mentioned that. So we're going to move on from that. You end up with, if you move on from the power 14142, you end up with 94123. And what I found there, this was another one that I was thinking that it was going to make it not go through until I came up with Psychology Today. Oh, more psychology. Medical Mutual Therapist in San Francisco, California. 94123. So it is a zip code, but you're dealing with psychiatrists. So I can't throw it out because we've got way too much psychology stuff. So that's the only thing. I threw everything else out, guys, but I couldn't throw this out because of the psychology stuff. So I tried, and I almost succeeded, but I didn't. It went through. So if you move on from that, you have 63385, and that ends up being Wentzville, Missouri, and that's another zip code, 63385. So I threw almost absolutely everything out of this search and was going to fail it, but there's a big shining beacon that I can't get around because my fiance predicted animal stuff within this search, and we get Veterinary Health Center, Wentzville. So you got a veterinary health center. And with all the other animal stuff and my fiance's prediction about the animal stuff within this, there's nothing I can do. It's got to be included. So, veterinary specialty clinic at that. I'm reading. I went into their website. I'll provide the link. Veterinary specialty clinic. So, yeah, there's more animal stuff. And if you move on from that, you end up with 63385. And that ends up being, oh no, that was my veterinary health center, 63385. I see what I did here. If you move on from that, excuse me guys, sorry about that, you got 95295, and that ends up being medical treatment for Serratia infection. So what is the medical treatment for Serratia infection. You also have, and there, right there in the HTTP is 95295. And you also get SNAP-in, SNAP associated protein with 095295 medical TS gene. That's there. You got orthopedic sports medicine, but that's an annual salary, so disregard that. I do. So basically, medical treatment for Serratia infection and laryngoesophageal reflux. And your number's right there in the HTTP 95295. And really, oh, well, you do. You also have interactions between NEE 10, 11, 28 oral and hormonal. And drug 95295 is right there in the HTTP. So there's some drug stuff. See, I really can't throw that out either. I didn't see that before. I must have skimmed right over it. GEO accession viewer. NCBI-NIH, it's a site we use all the time. Sample GSM 95295. So there again, and that's some, and I'll probably provide this that particular search link, guys, so you can look at all that stuff. Some of this stuff only had one thing in it or two things in it that I found relevant, so I'll probably just provide the links there. Okay, but if you move on from that, you have 12622, and that ends up being medical thermometers for hypothermia. So some technology. Yeah, and medical technology is what I meant to say. You also have 12622 cell signaling technology. That's pretty important. Yeah, so you got those two things anyway, guys. Not as much in these because, again, I went in sequences of 5 in order to eliminate tons of phone numbers. But again, those phone numbers might be very important, but in the name of trying to see what we can do to make them not go through, we're just doing sequences of 5. And if you get your last sequence here, you got 26223, which ends up being FBXL21 gene. Where is it? Oh, right here. FBXL21, F-box and leucine rich repeat protein 21 gene pseudogene. And it's got a locus ID of 26223. And that's pretty much all I found that was relevant there. But there you go, a gene, and that gets you through going forwards through the medical category. All right. And the next thing we'll do is come back through the medical category. And we'll probably still run our sequences of 5 to eliminate tons and tons of phone numbers. Now, it's probably also important to note that we could be running these multiple ways. We could run a sequence of 4 and then back it up and run a sequence of 3, or run a sequence of 3 and then take those 3 and run a sequence of 5 with the next 2 numbers. We could do all that. That's what I was doing until I started doing the controls and seeing some of them not go through. And then I was like, then I just decided to start seeing what we could do to get them not to go through. These, and so far, let me just say it hasn't worked. I haven't been able to get these numbers not to go through a category. So that's interesting. But that'll get you through going forwards, and we'll come back next. And again, who knows when it might upload in 5 minutes, and it might upload in 5 days. So that's the way these are going now. So for now, guys, thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. And thanks for watching, guys. And sorry I'm a little off today. Like I said, I have been under the weather for a couple of days now. So not a real surprise that if I seem off, I am. Pretty much that simple. And again, this was a lot of information to sift through to see what was relevant and what's not, too. So it's challenging, and it's even more challenging when you don't feel good. So, but we'll get through it. We're getting through it. Backwards in medical, then on to chemical, right? And see what's there. So, anyway, guys, for now, thanks a lot for watching, and for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.